From basking mermaids to potential man-eaters, these African mermaids are stunning.
Up first is the Zimbabwe sighting. In the early 2000s, the nation of Zimbabwe decided to renovate an old dam to start making hydroelectric power again, and so needed divers to go into the reservoir, find the inlets, and unblock them, along with installing some other equipment. Issues started almost immediately, however. The first day the dive team went down ended in disaster when all 7 divers resurfaced within less than an hour, stating that there was something in the water stalking them. They claimed it was a mermaid, but no one really believed them, though mermaids have been sighted in Zimbabwe for centuries. A new team was sent down, but they too retreated from the supposed mermaid. They even got a foreign dive team involved, thinking they wouldn't be so superstitious, but the foreigners refused to enter the water as well after having an encounter with some sort of creature. It would take several months and delays until eventually a skilled shaman was brought in to serve a peace offering to the mermaids, and the divers were finally left alone while they worked. Up next is the Mauritius Maid. The small island of Mauritius and Reunion are famed for being paradise holiday destinations, but also for having some of the highest rates of shark attacks anywhere on Earth. This is partially because they are very popular tourist destinations with a lot of beach space, but could some of these disappearances actually be due to a mermaid presence around these African islands? This footage was recorded by a scuba diver who had gone to a nearby artificial reef to enjoy the wildlife when he saw this undeniably elegant mermaid. It's not really known just how dangerous mermaids are. Some say they're bloodthirsty beasts that crave human flesh, but others say they're little different than us and largely want to be left alone. This mermaid certainly didn't seem to show any interest towards this diver. Now for a South African sighting. This is one of the most famous recent sightings of an alleged mermaid. This creature was allegedly dragged ashore by a local fisherman and was mistaken for a shark initially while on line. By the time it was hauled ashore, a group of people had gathered to look at it, and this mermaid does seem to be a very unique case, as it seems completely different than any mermaid we've ever seen before. Instead of having a mammal-like tail which moves up and down, as we've seen on basically every mermaid ever, this creature has a very fish-like tail that moves side to side. Is this what a real mermaid looks like? Is this a hoax? So far, very little evidence has been forthcoming, and the alleged remains of the creature have not turned up in any official capacity. Many claim this to be a fake, however, it does raise questions as to what mermaids actually look like, if they exist at all. Next is the Moroccan mermaid. This mermaid was sighted near the opening of the Mediterranean while it basked on some rocks and has caused quite a stir. This footage was taken near the Moroccan coast and seems to show a mermaid sunbathing and relaxing in the warm African sun. Mermaids seem to have a contentious relationship with solid ground, as they seem to love basking and sunbathing as much as they love luring sailors off their boats, yet we also know that they can be at a serious risk of drying out. It's likely this is why they stay on the rocks right beside the water, but it's still an interesting behavior. Other sightings have been made for millennia around the Moroccan coast, with even Roman, Greek, and Egyptian sailors all recounting mermaid sightings in these waters. And finally, the Egyptian creature. The Mediterranean, with its warm, shallow waters and relatively calm seas, seems to be the most mermaid-populated body of water on Earth. However, the Red Sea, which separates Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, seems to be equally as populous, if this footage is anything to go by. This mermaid was spotted allegedly weeks earlier after it robbed several fishing nets and even damaged a boat in harbor. However, it wouldn't be until this sighting that people would for sure know what they were dealing with. Most of the time, mermaids keep to themselves. However, every once in a while, a rogue mermaid will seem to turn up causing trouble, robbing nets and causing damage. It's been suggested that these individuals have actually been exiled and are forced to turn to robbing nets to survive after being denied help from their pod. Those were mermaid sightings in Africa that changed everything. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.